Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Virgo, I hope that you're doing well. This is the fourth time I've had to re-record that intro. Don't know why. I was just tripping over all of my words and had a frog in my throat and just, I don't know what that was. Maybe this is part of the reading, part of your energy where you're feeling like a lot of fits and starts and stops, some stuttering, some loss for words. Not really sure. We'll get into it. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The Wild Unknown Archetypes for the overall energy, and a new deck to my channel, the Housewives Tarot, which is a lot of fun. Decks have been pre-shuffled. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. One card, please. Spirits, angels, guides. Okay, so cards went in both directions. I'm not taking any of them. None of them flipped over in the upright, but that was crazy. Let's do it again. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. One card, please. What? Okay. Okay. Let's gather ourselves up here, Virgo. You got the prayer. Yeah, I was about to say a prayer there for a second. You can see here, there's like a jewel peeking up over the mountain, the cliff face. This hand extended, reaching up. What is prayer? Is what Spirit wants me to ask. What is prayer? What is it really? It's a series of thoughts, words, desires, wishes, pleas, P-L-E-A-S, please, and please, P-L-E-A-S-E. Calls, cries, demands, Spirit just said. Whenever we clasp our hands in prayer, it's like we want to go into another state of being. Sometimes that prayer can be for others, sometimes for ourselves, sometimes in desperation, and sometimes in hope. It's a kind of meditation, and it definitely is influenced by how you grew up, how you were taught to pray, what you were taught to pray for, what was okay and not okay. Thank you, Spirit. I remember I grew up Buddhist, but I didn't really know what that meant for a long, long time. And when I was in college, my mom asked me once if I ever prayed, because she had started praying, and she had a whole kind of mantra that she would recite every night before she went to bed. And she asked me while I was in college, I remember, if I ever prayed, and I said, oh, what would I pray for? And she goes, I don't know, whatever you want to pray for. And I said, well, I don't know, what if my prayers are selfish? What if my prayers are selfish? It's crazy. I just looked straight ahead. On my desk I have crystals and plants, and it's a whole big mess. And there is a spider that is perched on one of the leaves of my plants. I'm not going to do anything right now because he doesn't seem to be fussing, so neither will I. But it's catching me off guard. Your whole reading so far has been catching me off guard. There's some things that are happening that don't usually happen. The way that the cards flew out very unconventional. At one point, the two piles hit one another and they bounced off each other as if there's this excess of energy. I'm feeling an inner impatience, but the need for external patience. Like this spider over here, like I'm not super afraid of spiders. Like I don't enjoy them, but I'm not super scared. But it's putting me on guard. And that's how you might be feeling right now, Virgo. You might be a little on guard. And you could be praying to your spirit guides, God, the divine, whatever you want to call it, for some grounding, which is something that comes naturally to an earth sign. However, you may feel very ungrounded right now. The suggestion here with the hand outstretched, something to grab hold of, something tangible, something that we can have in our hand, which makes me then think of manifestation. What you can see in your mind, you can have in your hand. It's that visualization of prayer, perhaps. So let's get to the tarot and see what it is that you're praying for. 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. I will also pull 2 cards for advice from Spirit. And the Housewives Tarot. All right, all your cards are out. Many of them in reverse. Doesn't matter, it's just a way for me to interpret the card with a little bit more depth. We're going to look at the past energy first. 7 of Wands in the reverse. This card has come out for, I want to say, at least 3 signs, and every single time I start making fun of it because it's so ridiculous to me. A toilet surrounded by toothbrushes, and I always have been saying those 2 things don't belong together. Not in any way, not in my book. So it kind of represents to me 2 things that are unalike. And what purpose do they serve? How do they serve one another, right? The 7 of Wands typically talks about blocking. It's a card of defensiveness. So it's almost as if, you know, if we're cleaning something toxic, we're using a very small tool to be able to do that. And it just doesn't sit right. It feels like you need a bigger tool for the task. The card is in reverse in your past energy, though, so it kind of suggests to me that there's this little bit of opening up energy, a little bit of becoming exposed, kind of showing all of our, you know, it's like if you haven't cleaned your bathroom and then you have a guest over that is unexpected and you're just finding yourself apologizing. I'm so sorry, the house is a mess, right? It's almost like, but instead of your house being a mess, it's almost like the Spirit just kind of gave me the sentence, like, I'm so sorry you had to stumble onto me. I'm such a mess. Which makes me a little sad for you. I don't know why, I've just felt suddenly sad. Clarified though by the King of Pentacles. This is kind of saying to me that this is what you're showing on the outside. King of Pentacles, that's your energy, earth energy. The tarot is made up of 4 suits: Pentacles, Wands, Cups, and Swords. Pentacles is earth energy. It's the things in the material world that you and I can affect. It's our daily lives and our daily interactions. It's opportunity and finances and strides. to the world, this is how you appear. Relaxed, smoking your pipe, got the dog by your side, your pentacles by your side. Everything is hunky-dory. This is the past energy. Can you clarify the Seven of Wands? Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Cups. This is Cancer energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer or have Cancer placements in your chart. Very giving. You're a very giving person. These two cards are tremendous. Everything together, a lot of emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, but a generosity as well. So nobody knows about your dirty bathroom. No one has any idea. And you like to keep it that way. It's almost like you tucked everything in a closet and you're in the living room entertaining. And no one is the wiser. Right? And this is, you know, I'm not trying to like trigger you or expose, whatever. I'm just reading the cards. This is what I'm getting though. I'm very strongly getting it and I can't let it go. So it may be just for one person. Take it as it resonates. In the present energy, the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So this is a card of slow going. Things that are slow going. Because in the upright, it's fast action, fast communication. See how the wands are kind of represented by these tools of cleanliness. And it's kind of like in the reverse, it's like we're stalled almost to a stopping point. Two of Pentacles to clarify that. You could be feeling like you are just juggling a lot right now, and it's almost, you know, you're doing it with a lot of panache is the word that I wanted to use. Just give me 1 second, Virgo. Sorry, I had to turn off my air conditioning because it's too cold and then it's too humid and it's too hot and now things are dripping. I don't know if you can hear that. 1 second, 1 second. Okay. Sorry, Virgo. I don't edit any of my videos, but it's just par for the course for this reading because I never have issues like this. Ever, ever, ever. So it's almost like exactly what I was talking about. Like you're seeing back of house things, like spiders on my desk and my air conditioner is dripping and the cards are very sloppy and it's almost like betraying my cool exterior if I ever had one. This is the theme. This is what is happening. It's very frustrating. I find it very frustrating, and I've only been here 13 minutes. So here you are trying to manage everything, and you're managing it. Two of Pentacles. The thing about the Two of Pentacles, it can be multitasked forever. It can be managed forever. You have the skill and the capability to do it. Everybody kind of pulling at your sleeves, pulling at your dress. Everybody wants something from you. And for the most part, you're able to accommodate. But it could be taking its toll, in particular at this time. Let's get a clarifier. It's almost like what is slowed down is kind of like your personal goals. So sometimes when for example, like if I go into work and I have 10 things on my to-do list, it used to give me such a feeling of disappointment and being disheartened by the fact that I'd get so many interruptions and so many requests from other people that I never got anything done that was on my own list. And so instead of taking that approach forever, I soon learned that I could still make a list of 10 things, but if I got 3 of those things done, that day was a victory. That day was a success. Because I'm clearly doing things, but what it is that I want to accomplish, what it is that I want to clean, that I want to take care of, is always getting pushed to the background. And that's my own fault. And I realize that. So I have to prioritize what it is that I want to get done, but I don't sit there and lament the fact that the 7 other things on my list didn't get done. But I feel like Spirit's bringing that story to me because it's kind of like maybe those are, these are all the things that you have to clean. These are all the things on your list. And right now it feels like nothing is getting accomplished. Like maybe, like when I was talking about fits and starts before, the fits and the starts, like maybe you have 4 projects happening concurrently, but none of them are done. And it's frustrating. Especially for a Virgo, my God. Okay, I'm getting clarifiers. Yeah, 3 of Swords, 6 of Swords in reverse, Temperance in reverse. I mean, disappointment. 3 of Swords. The heartbreak card. Everybody wanting a piece and then like not cutting correctly. It's driving you nuts. It's funny. Usually 3 of Swords is like a very solemn, sad card, and maybe that does resonate for some of you, but I'm kind of looking at it with a little tinge of sarcasm and humor today. It's just kind of like, of course, some idiot would be cutting the cake like this because it makes absolutely no sense. And then Virgo has to go in and fix it and do it properly because Virgo knows how to do that. But this is kind of what you're faced with right now. The disappointment, the disappointment that people cannot keep up with you, or they just can't fulfill things on your timeline with the Temperance in reverse. Number 14 of the Major Arcana representing Sagittarius energy. Anger, justice, joy, and sorrow all mixed together in this blender. This blender of doom. Temperance is all about alchemization. It is this combination of things to create something else. That's what the Temperance card is all about. When the card is in reverse, it's just a tremendous amount of impatience. And I will caution you, because Spirit wants me to caution you, right? Just because you want to go faster doesn't mean that's always the best way. Whatever that means for you. You know why too? 6 of Swords in the reverse. 6 of Swords, air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Sometimes this card can be the card of moving from choppy waters to calm waters. It's this sense that our minds are very chaotic, and then we go to this space of meditation and calm. That's what it is in the upright. When it's in reverse, stuck. Going round and round and round. Spirit is showing me those roller rinks. Roller derby? That may resonate with some of you. Like roller skates. People on roller skates going round and round and round and round. I don't think I've ever gotten that image before, so that feels very specific. It may resonate with you. So I think the key takeaway from the present energy is, number 1, kind of check yourself in terms of your patience level. Maybe this doesn't have to just do with like the daily grind of work. It could be something much more serious, something that would require you to be in a space of meditation and prayer that you're impatient about. That's really important. But it's almost as if the more you try to grab at it, as opposed to allowing it to come to you through natural frequency and flow, the more you try to grab at it, the more it will elude you. Because in a way, it's like you're siphoning the energy. You're stifling it. Now Spirit's showing me an hourglass. You're stifling it in the middle to the point where nothing can flow. Because your energy is in a lack mentality. So you have to kind of ease up on that just a little bit. Just breathe. Right? So the future potential, 5 of Cups. Right? 5 of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water energy. It's a tough card. I like this. They're alluding to these as dirty martinis, which is my favorite drink. I don't drink anymore. It's not good to drink when you're trying to be spiritual. That's just my opinion, obviously. But when I did drink, dirty martini, 3 olives, delicious. There's something about that. You could be drowning yourself in alcohol. And that's very dramatic for me to say in Spirit. Let me say it. It just rolled right off my tongue. You could be drowning yourself in alcohol. It's obviously not going to resonate for everybody. And, you do you. That's your choice. But the 5 of Cups talks about needing a change of perspective. That we see 3 spilled cups on the ground, or rather all over. And sometimes we're overlooking the 2 cups that are standing. 2 of Cups in the tarot is divine union and connection between your earthly self and your soul self, your soul space. It's a card of feeling sorry for oneself. A little bit of martyrdom. Just a little bit. It's clarified by the Tower in reverse, the Tower card. Major Arcana number 16, representing Scorpio and Aries energy. The Tower always talks about Spirit kind of kicking you in the butt when we've become complacent or just accepted the status quo or accepted some crazy, terrible, unproductive situation that does not serve our best and highest good. Then Spirit comes in and kind of kicks you in the butt and says, you need to get back on your path. And we've given you lots of chances, and you know this isn't good for you. You know this isn't good for you. We know this isn't good for you. We've given you lots of chances. And now we need to move things along. It's funny. A postal truck just drove by my window, and the slogan at the top says, "We deliver for you." That's Spirit. The card is in reverse. In the future potential, you're really trying to keep something from falling apart. I'm going to ask Spirit what it is. What is it, Spirit, you're trying to keep from falling apart? This is for Virgo. King of Swords in reverse. King of Swords is Gemini energy. An authority figure, a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, a judge, an expert in their field. Divine masculine doesn't have to talk about a man. Somebody who represents this energy, however, immature. in reverse. Somebody feeling insecure about their status or their expertise. Okay. I don't know how this is just a tangential thought. The spirit brought it right to my head, so just take it as it resonates. They're showing me the movie Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio. In that movie, he plays a con man, essentially. He starts out as a con man very, very young. He just has a kind of charisma that gets him through any and every door. He's not a person, this character, and it's based on a real life person that ended up working for the FBI because he was dealing in counterfeit money, whatever. He was producing it. And his whole life, he's on the run. But he's always one step ahead. Always, always one step ahead. Until he's not. But the whole movie is about his charm. It's about his unrelenting belief that he will always win. It's kind of amazing. Because he has that unrelenting belief, by and large, he does always win. He convinces everybody, that he's a doctor, that he's a lawyer, that he's a this, that he's that. So there's something here that I feel, if it's your energy or somebody else's energy, resonates with maybe one person, maybe. There's somebody here that is either an imposter or suffering from imposter syndrome. And one is doing everything one can to prevent anybody from figuring it out. So maybe it's you. I've dealt with imposter syndrome like a lot in my life, especially in the past 2 years, 3 years. Where you just think, okay, when are people going to figure out that, like, I'm not good at this job, or like they made the wrong decision in giving it to me? And so I walk into work every day and I'm just like, how do I have this job? Like, I literally work in finance now, and I'm like, I don't really know how to use Excel. I'm not good with numbers. I went to art school. How did this happen? Right? But we find ourselves where we find ourselves. But sometimes imposter syndrome sets in. And there can be this really, really important need to not let everything collapse. And so I feel that this is somehow wrapped up in your future energy. Maybe it has nothing to do with you, but somebody in your life. And maybe that's why this energy is here. And Virgo, maybe it's just not as big of a deal as you think it is. Like, let's say this is you feeling the imposter syndrome. Maybe you're the only one that feels it. Because when I said that out loud at a big leadership training once, that I felt like I was suffering from imposter syndrome, like, everybody in the room was like, are you kidding? You're doing a great job. And I was like, I don't know. I don't feel that way. Everybody around me said I was. So this could be you. This could be, you're the only one is thinking that. I don't know. You'd have to tell me. But this is, I'm picking up on this weird story, this storyline. I'm just going to get one more clarifier, because it's strange. Your whole reading is super strange. I mean, I dig it, but it's strange. And the cards feel very, very unruly. I'm not shuffling in a crazy way, but the cards just don't want to behave. Look at that. What a insane image. Like, Justice, number 11 of the major arcana, Libra energy. What is the Justice card all about? Legal matters, contracts, court cases, court decisions, but most of all, karmic balance. The truth will out, Spirit just said. The truth will out. So if you're on the right side of justice, you have nothing to worry about. If it has nothing to do with right or wrong, but more about this feeling of being seen, I think you will be seen, but I think you'll be surprised. I think you're going to be surprised by the reception that you get. Spirit's bringing to my mind a conversation I had once with a coworker. And he was so stressed out at work. This is a younger guy, much younger than me, like 20 years younger than me. He was so stressed out from his job that he admitted to me, or disclosed to me, that he was on anti-anxiety medication because of the stress of the job. I don't work with this person anymore, so it's okay. But he said that to me, and I literally was like, you do not belong here anymore. Like, there is nothing that you could do that where people would hate you so much if you made a mistake. Like, it's really not worth it. And Spirit is bringing that to my mind right now for somebody. Like, you think that the hand of justice is going to come down on you for, like, what, being human? Like, if you're feeling this imposter syndrome, you don't want anybody to find out that you make a mistake, or that you're not as, I don't know, perfect. It's a very slippery slope. What is Spirit's advice? Six of Pentacles. This is the Justice card in the minor arcana. It talks about equal give and take, equality, and it often represents a scale in the card. It's not in this card right now, but it's a pretty funny picture. I mean, in a sense, are they the same kid? There's all sorts of, this card came out in another reading, and I said, okay, it's like quantum mechanics, right? Everything is in flux until it is observed. We don't know what this kid is going to do with these cookies. We're not sure. Is he going to take them all for himself? Is he going to share? Is he going to give them all away? Who knows? It's a choice point. Six of Pentacles also suggests that Spirit is giving out portions of abundance to everyone, and everyone can have the same access to abundance if they believe they have the same access to abundance, which is very difficult. It's a difficult concept to wrap your mind around that. How could I have the same access to abundance that like Bill Gates has, or somebody like him, right? It's very difficult for like the normal person to think that they have the same level of access to abundance. But it's this sense that Spirit is bringing it in. What you do with the opportunity to access that abundance is up to you. The Spirit wants to show it to you right now. Here's this this whole plate of cookies, Virgo. What are you going to do now that you have them? It's clarified by the Three of Wands in the reverse. That's two cards now that suggest not willing to wait. This is a card of waiting. And when it's in reverse, it's like we're jumping into the water. We're not waiting for the right wave or whatever. We're just jumping in. So Spirit is kind of showing me, in terms of their advice, you want to be very, very mindful of the decisions that you have, the major decisions that you have to make coming up. Because they're going to bring you your prayer. They're going to bring you your prayer, but what you do with it is completely in your purview. It's in your control. How you approach it. How you show gratitude towards it. Get one more clarifier for the Six of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. You're going to get what you want. This card has come out for several readings. I've done 6 readings already. It's come out for at least 3 or 4. And every single time I have to comment on the fact that she's holding up 3 fingers. 3 fingers, and it's not clear why. It becomes clear why later in the reading. At least it did for the other signs. We have 3 coins here, 3 pentacles, 3 chips. Let the chips fall where they may. That's what Spirit just said. Okay. Spirit is showing me something very specific from when I was younger. My sister and I are like 6 years apart, which isn't that big of a deal when we're older, but when we were younger, it was kind of a big deal. It's a bigger gap. It felt like a bigger gap. But whenever we were complaining too much or whining too much, my mom would do this. She'd say, you know, stop complaining, stop whining, stop crying, stop blah, 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 right? If it didn't cease, she'd go 1, 2, and it's like you never wanted her to get to 3. Like, you didn't know what was going to happen at 3. I don't think she ever got to 3. But it was just the tone of her voice when she said 1, 2, right? That's what I feel right here. That's what Spirit is giving me. There is a very intense energy in this reading. And part of it feels like a warning. And part of it feels like a Virgo, we just need to chill out for a second. The energy is really tense. And it was exhibited by this kind of tornado that I felt when I had to get up and turn off my air conditioning and do all these sorts of things. The cards flew out in the way that they did. There's a lot of swirling energy. We just need to slow down a little bit and think. So I'm going to read from the book for the prayer. Worship, reverence, homage. What is prayer? When are we in a state of prayer and when are we not? To whom or what do we pray? Archetypically, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us toward illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service. Whatever prayer is for you, this card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. Nothing else will do. That's your reading, Virgo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Virgo.